I wish people were more selfish with themselves and that they focused on fixing themselves, right? And I think if you better yourself, then you can better the world, as opposed to trying to better the world when you yourself are a terrible human being. Hi, my name is Khanyi. I'm 23, going on 24 in 2 weeks, and I'm an actor, I'm a dancer. If you ever need a presenter, hit me up. I do all of those things. Wow. What is the best piece of advice you've received? I think the best piece of advice I've ever received was definitely from my lecturer in my second year of varsity. And she had told me when she first met me, do not fade into the background. And at that time, I thought, okay, cool. Maybe she means like don't stand in the back because you're really short and like people won't see you. But actually, like the older I grew, I came to realize that she really meant that I should not hide behind others. I should not be afraid to really just be who I am. So just because there's a lot of talents around me and a lot of big people with big personalities, don't ever shrink yourself to compensate for all the other people. So I think that's been very helpful to me. What do you feel you have confident knowledge of? Myself and who I am as a person. I think I have a really good heart, and that's something that no one can ever tell me like that I don't. I genuinely believe that I have a good heart. I'm always willing to help people, and yeah, no one could ever convince me otherwise. What is the one thing you'd like to change about the world? I wish people had more empathy, I think I'd like to say. I'd like to say I wish people actually were selfish. I'd like to change my answer. I wish people were more selfish with themselves and that they focused on fixing themselves, right? Because if everyone focused on fixing themselves, they wouldn't be so concerned with what everyone else is doing. And I think if you better yourself, then you can better the world, as opposed to trying to better the world when you yourself are a terrible human being. If you could ask your future self one question, what would it be? Oh my word. If I could ask my future self, is it gonna work out? If I could ask myself one question, I think my question would be, is it actually all gonna work out in the end? It feels very frustrating to try for stuff and to always just like work towards something and you don't know if it's going to work out. Like my biggest fear has always been like putting so much of my time into something only for it to not pan out or for it to not work out. Now it's like I've wasted 5 years doing this. Gandhi, what I was really supposed to do is like something else. And am I going to be rich? I just want to, sorry, I genuinely feel like I'm going to be a millionaire, right? And I play the lotto all the time. And because in my heart, I genuinely believe I'm gonna win money. I don't know if everyone else feels that way, but I feel that way. And I feel like mine feels very special and feels very different to everyone else's thing. So I genuinely want to know, like, am I wasting my time playing the lotto? Or am I really gonna win? Because if I'm gonna win, then what's taking so long? What's the difference between being alive and truly living? I think being alive is really just doing what you can to survive, I feel like. Um, you're not doing what you really want to do. You're not doing what you're passionate about. And I think that's what truly living is, doing what you're genuinely passionate about and just again being true to yourself. Yeah, not being afraid of what might happen or if things are gonna work out or not work out. But am I really living now? Now I have to question if I'm truly living. What does being human mean to you? I think being human for me is breathing and living and seeing the beauty of everything that we're surrounded by. Um, I guess that could also happen if you weren't a human. But I think I really what I really appreciate is being able to wake up each and every single day, being able to move a certain way, being able to take breaths and see and hear and all of that stuff. I really appreciate that. Just being present. I think that's what being human means. And not being eaten. Because we eat animals, but no one is eating us. Share an experience you've had in your life that has taught you a lesson that you'll forever cherish. I think maybe, sorry, an experience that I'll always cherish is not per se cherish because it's really unfortunate circumstances, but one that definitely changed my life was the passing of a friend of mine last year. So, weirdly enough, every single year for the past 4 or 5 years, I've had a friend pass away like around the same time, like March, Feb, right? And I've always taken it like really difficult. And then this friend that passed away last year, I think that for me hit me the hardest. Um, and I've always been like a person with my friends where like we're not like people who call each other every 3 seconds to check up on each other and like, are you okay? We're not like very overly affectionate people. Like we don't hug. It's like we're not gonna hug, but we know that we love each other. We know that we care about each other. And I think the passing of that friend of mine really just made me feel like, but why? Like, why am I so closed off to these people? Why am I not willing to open up to people that I actually call my friends? Like, they're supposed to be there for me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to be there for them. So if I already feel like opening up, that's weird. That's like, there's no need for that. And I think him passing away definitely made me realize that you should definitely appreciate the people that are in your life while they're still there. You should definitely give people their flowers while they're still there. Um, yeah, don't wait for someone to die for you to realize how special they are as a person, with regards to their talents. People just deserve to know that every day. People go through a lot of stuff every single day, and they might not tell you. Um, but you always just going to them and saying like, yo, I'm here for you if you ever need me, could really just change that person's life quite a lot. It's very important. Whew. If you could offer a newborn child one piece of advice, what would it be? I think it would be to be present in every moment in your life. Um, don't ever take anything for granted. Always be present in whatever space that you're in. Don't rush to want to grow up because growing up is a bit hectic. Just enjoy where you are at the moment and live your life to the fullest. Because if you don't, then who will? Nobody. Okay, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? I want to say I'd be 13. Um, the reason being because I feel like I'm still a child at heart. I enjoy playing. Um, I really like. I think I'd also pick that age because just being able to be carefree and not worry about like paying bills and growing up and be old. But like definitely like it gets very depressing when you like open your phone and you check your Twitter or you check the news or whatever, and you see all these things that are happening around you. I think to some extent, ignorance is bliss. It's really it just not knowing what's happening in the world at 13 feels really good, and being able to play outside freely and being able to do all these things without feeling like, oh my gosh, if I step out I might get kidnapped or killed or anything might happen. Like stepping out of the house is like a lot, but at 13 you're not thinking that like, oh my gosh, if I step out the house this is going to happen. You're playful, you just don't care, you want to have fun. And I think I definitely picked 13. Yeah. Last question. What do you think life will be like 1,000 years from now? Uh, I want to say a mess. I think things are going to be a mess. I feel like things are already messy as they are now. And because people don't want to work on themselves and fix themselves, besides like all these weird things that are happening and like little to no rain, and when there is rain there's like floods and people are dying and all these viruses, I think things are going to be a mess, and I'm scared. And it's very difficult to even say that you want to have children when you step outside and you see the things that are happening. It's very difficult to want to raise someone in that space because it feels like you'd be hurting them somehow. You're putting them at like a disadvantage. Yeah.